Right then, Thinking Thursday. Yeah, got a lot to think about. My dad's going to be here Saturday morning, 0800, is what he's predicting. And, yeah, 8 days. You ever hear the statement, wear out your welcome? So that's a long time. But I gotta look at this way. Yeah, I'm still on these. I got 2 packs I gotta go through, burn them up. My pipe tobacco came in yesterday, and so I gotta go through these. And I'll tell you what, ever since I got back on these while I was waiting for my pipe tobacco to come in, all of my symptoms that I had before, the weakness in my legs, the shortness of breath, it's all come back. Yep. Yesterday I was working on the rowboat down on the lake and walking up the hill to get to the shop to grab tools and screws. Not good. Noticeable difference when I get off of the cigars and off the cigarettes, which have that chemical in it, that anti-snuff chemical, or that anti-smolder chemical in it. Within about the span of 2 weeks, I'm good to go. So I think Dr. Mia was right. I'm having a chemical reaction to that chemical in there, and it's messing me up. So anyway, so as far as my dad goes, I gotta entertain him for 8 days. Now, Monday and Tuesday I'm working. What I'm thinking is that my dad has heard about what I do for a living, but he's never seen it in person. I can try to describe things to him, how I diagnose and putting on parts and stuff. It'd be really cool if I had a reefer rebuild Monday or Tuesday, and he could see that in action. But anyway, Tuesday I think I'm gonna have him run with me. I'm gonna have him sign a release of liability waiver. We have them here in the truck. They're mainly for customers, signing away all their rights in case we damage their house. But I can apply it to the ride along, and that way if we get in an accident or something, my dad wouldn't do that anyway. He's a hardcore white lighter, so he wouldn't sue the pants off of my company because we got in an accident. No. But I'm gonna have him sign it anyway, and then I'm gonna have him ride with me on Tuesday. So that'll burn up a whole day. Yeah. And then I was sitting in the chair this morning over coffee and smokes, making a list of things to accomplish at the lake house that I'd like him to help me with. A project I can put him on, and he can do it while I'm off doing something else. Yep. So I got a pretty extensive list. One of the things is, depending on finances, because in order to accomplish everything, it takes money. You got to buy materials. So one of the projects is the spider hole. Yeah, that's a damp, dark, well, it's not dark anymore. I lit it up like a hockey arena in there, but it's damp and yeah, mildew. So I'd like to paint the walls in there with a hydrolock paint to keep the moisture out. But I gotta buy the paint, dry lock or whatever it's called, and then I could put them on that with a brush and a roller, painting the cinder block walls, painting all the wood down there with a primer. I have some primer left at the turd. Saturday I might go down. It depends on how he feels. He's rolling in Saturday morning. I can't do that to him. He's 85. Yeah. Food for thought. Have him paint all the wood structures down there in the spider hole with white primer, and then paint the cinder block walls and the concrete floor with hydrolock paint to seal out the moisture. Yeah, that's one project. Another one is start on the shop. There again, there's a lot of money. Got to buy wire, outlet boxes, wire staples, receptacles, cover plates. Yeah. I don't know. Breakers for the breaker panel I bought. So I don't know, but that project definitely needs to get done before winter. Another one was build and install that little kicker dock I'm making, that little pallet dock that I'm building. We can finish that up, get that installed. The pontoons on the pontoon boat are full of water. Yep. So I gotta take the Jeep down on my freshly grown grass and drag that out of the water and drain the pontoons and then stuff it back in the lake, especially if me, Scrunch, and him are gonna go out in the boat fishing. Yeah, that thing's gonna be sitting below the water level. So that's gotta be done. That bookcase that's down in the lounge where the air conditioners are, I could put him on that project, finishing off the interior of that, cutting the paneling, installing it, trim, things like this. So I made a list of projects. Yeah. But I also want him to come down. He wants to come down to the turd and see the remodel on the trailer. And he could help out with installing that next piece of countertop, fabricating a box to put the spoon rest tiles in, that thing I'm going to do. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I think he's rolling out Sunday. So Sunday morning, we're going to church. Scrunch is coming up Saturday morning. Spending the night. Sunday, spending the night, and then going to work from the lake house. So all three of us are going to that new church Sunday morning, for sure, on Dad's insistence. So I get to check that out, and then depending on when he's rolling out at the end of the week, we might find ourselves back at that church again the following Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, it's supposed to rain. It rained today, this morning. It's thunderstorms today. Scrunch looked at the weather this morning before we left the house, and she said tomorrow it's not supposed to rain, but when I got here to work, I gotta have Squatch help me haul the mattress and the box spring and that recliner to my house and bring them in the house. And take that sofa table that's down in the lounge and help me haul that up to the great room where it's eventually going to live its life. So he said that it's supposed to rain tomorrow too. So I had the trailer hooked up this morning. I went out early, hooked it up, and I unhooked it because it's supposed to rain. So hopefully Squatch will give me a hand with that. Otherwise, very well might be my dad. Yeah, we'll come in here on Saturday and load all of it up and haul it out of here. Yeah, so, ugh. Anyway, I just don't want to burn up a lot of gas, and this next week is going to be expensive, and it's the week on my paycheck. I get paid tomorrow, but I got bills due. I got to pull half my mortgage payment out. I got to pull half my rent out. So that's a lot of money right there. I got utility bills that are due on all three places. Yeah. To entertain, I gotta buy food, groceries for my dad's stay here. So to entertain, it's gonna be spendy. I'll pretty much guarantee between the projects that I want to do with my dad and that I have to get going and the expense of him being here, I'll wipe out my savings account. And I didn't want to do that. Yeah, that was a nice cushion, safety cushion, so that if something happened with the Jeep, I could pay for it. So yeah, I'm stressing out. A lot to think about. But my dad's 85 years old or so, and this could very well be his last trip up to Wisconsin. This is a big deal. It's a 20-hour drive one way to get here from where he lives. He's getting to the age now he shouldn't be driving anymore. This could very well be his last trip to Wisconsin. So I got to do it. Yeah. It'll be the first time he's seen the lake house. He's seen pictures of the outside of it when we bought it. Scrunch and I bought it the first time. And I was going to send him pictures of the inside, but he didn't want to see them. He said, no, I want to see it in person. All right. So it'll be the first time he sees the inside and gets an overall feel for it. So Saturday, I think, is going to be a down day. I think he's going to be rolling in. He's going to be tired. You got to give him the grand tour and the narrative on the fantasy I have of remodeling this and all this other stuff. And if the weather wasn't supposed to be shitty, we were actually planning on going out, me, him, and Scrunch going out in the boat and catching a bunch of bluegills and crappies and having a fish fry after, Saturday night. Sunday was going to church in the morning. After church, if the weather was supposed to be nice, going shrooming, mushroom hunting. So if it's raining, I don't know what is going to happen. I have rain suits. We could go out in the boat and go fishing in the rain. My dad and I have done that before when I was growing up. Yeah. Yeah. There was one time. This is why I don't like canoes. I don't like wilderness camping in a leaky tent. My dad, summer vacation, was going to take me on a camping fishing trip to a place called the Sylvania Wilderness Area. It's a bunch of lakes up in northern Wisconsin on the border of Michigan. Primitive stuff, right? And you go in there with a canoe and you portage from one lake to the next lake, and then you paddle across that lake, and you portage to the next lake, and you paddle across that lake. And you've got backpacks and little two-man pup tents and backpacking gear, little Bunsen burner cook stoves, and your fishing gear, of course. So one year we do this, I'll never forget it. We do it, and he never looked at the weather. He's not a planner. He didn't plan. So we got this big Sylvania trip, and it rained all 5 days. Like thunderstorms and heavy rain all day long. I don't think there might have been 1 or 2 days where the sun actually came out, but other than that, it was a washout. And there's more to that story, but I'm not going to go into it. It was straight up miserable. The tent he had was a 1970s era Boy Scout 2-man pup tent, orange in color, with a blue rain fly. I'll never forget it. And it leaked like a pasta strainer. Yeah. It was bad. Straight up bad. So, we sat out in the canoe. My dad was desperately trying to make me happy, because he knew I was straight up miserable. And he knew I loved to fish. So we were sitting out in the canoe in the pouring rain wearing ponchos. Yeah, those slip over ponchos with the hood on them. And your arms are in, it's like a garbage bag, an inverted garbage bag. Yeah, bright orange, ugly, sitting out there fishing in the pouring rain. Canoe's got that much water in the bottom. It was hell. But I have rain suits, and we could go fish in the rain. Yeah. Reminisce. So that was the plan for Saturday. Catch and cook. Yeah. And Sunday was church in the morning and mushroom hunting in the afternoon. And then Monday, Scrunch is back to work. She doesn't have vacation to take off. So she's gone all the way through the following weekend. Unless she comes up midweek on a Wednesday like she did last night, which was cool, by the way. We didn't really do anything. No. Of course, she's still being a big stickler on my abstinence claim. You know, I was dropping hints left and right. You know, Daddy needs stress relief, you know, blah, blah, blah. And no, you said on your vlog, you're abstaining. You're going to walk the path of a white lighter. Yeah, so we went out to dinner in town, sat around and talked, and went to sleep. Woot woot. But it was cool that she made the effort to come all the way up there and spend time with me. Yeah. That's something I don't think Mia would be doing as of late. Yeah. Oh no, I gotta stay home. I gotta work for the Amish Mafia. Speaking of Mia, I sent her a message yesterday, a text message telling her that I was staging her stuff at the trailer so she could come and get it. It would be convenient. And she hasn't even read the messages. She doesn't have me blocked. She told me back in the day, oh, I don't play those childish games where I block people. But she's apparently playing a childish game where she sees I send a text message and she just deletes it right away. Doesn't even read it. Isn't that the same thing? I digress. So, yeah, wow. So I'm going to get stuck with all of her stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, her stuff is nice. You know, she's got a folding table, she's got painting supplies, she's got a walking stick, she's got, you know, but Scrunch doesn't want it around. That woman thing, you know, oh, you got your ex's possessions here, I got to look at it and think, you know what I mean? They start throwing emotions into the shit instead of practicality. So, yeah, she wants it gone. I'm trying to get it gone. Mia's not participating. So, I actually hope she's okay. I mean, this is what, the fifth time that this has fallen apart with her? And every time she spirals into a depression and puts on 30 pounds from eating half gallons of ice cream and cries herself to sleep. And take a hint. Yeah. I mean, I don't mean it that way. I mean, listen to what I say in what I would like in a relationship. Scrunchy has. She's stepping up. She's doing an admirable job. Yeah. So, and I know it's not all about what I want. It's all about what they want as well. But I feel that I'm stepping up and being a good teammate and, you know, playing the dating game the correct way, etc., etc. All right, I got a big day today. A lot of miles. Yesterday turned into a shit show. I drove all the way out east to the eastern edge of the state. I was pretty close to Lake Michigan, I think. Superior, Green Bay, that area, whatever that is. And drove all the way over there for this refrigerator that was freezing stuff in the refrigerator. I get there, elderly couple. They just got it delivered like a week or two prior. They bought it at Home Depot. It was a Whirlpool dispatch, so that's why I was there. Delivery boys came in, they dropped it off, they set it up, they hooked up the water for the ice maker and all that. And they jacked up the temperature on the unit so that it would hurry up and it would run and it would hurry up and cool down for the customer. So that's cool. Problem is, they didn't show the customer how to change the settings back to normal. So that thing was running full throttle and it was freezing stuff in the refrigerator. So temperature in the refrigerator was like at 30 degrees. Yeah. She had no idea how to run the controls, where to have her settings, how to change her water filter, anything. So it was a customer instruct. Yeah. She didn't receive a booklet on it. No, everything's online now. They force you to go online to download a user manual, save paper. She didn't have internet where she was. Yeah. But I had two other calls. I had one down in Central, one of DTR's customers. I was putting on one of his parts. And then I had a diagnostic up here. And it's a 2-hour run one way to that town I was at in the morning. So it was a stroke call, right? Nothing wrong with the unit. On the way back, the other two calls, well, on the way down or over there, one of the calls got canceled, dropped off. And then on the way back, another one of them did. So that was the only call I had for the day. So I punched out around 2 something and got home and got a lot of shit done. It was cool. Yep, very cool. Today's a big day. My routing software here doesn't show me the miles that I'm going today, but if you look at the map, it's, yeah, Mountain, Wisconsin, Florence, Wisconsin, and then 3 Lakes. Yeah, it's up in Michigan area, shit like that. Again, out to the east. So, big day. One of them is a high, is a white glove customer. And the salesman that sold her all the appliances for her multi-million-dollar house on this lake has to be there during the service call. So I gotta correlate with him so that he can meet me. That's my buddy Ted that's into the vintage snowmobiles. I got to correlate with him so he can meet me at the house and let me in, and we can do the repair. Fisher Paykel double disc drawer. She's having problems with it, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, so big day, lots of miles, lots of drive time. Got to top off the tank, and we're gonna get this party started. So it won't be getting home early for me today, that's for sure. But I'll probably still come home and work on projects. So I want to get those chainsaw carvings mounted to the house before my dad gets here, so he can see those and enjoy those. So yeah, all right, we'll talk to you soon.